Hey guys, DC Multiverse dude here. Really excited for this double review of the new McFarlane DC Multiverse Robin Tim Drake in his green and red outfit, and also the Riddler in his sort of first appearance / classic appearance. Now I got these figures from Fet's Hideout Toys and Collectibles. They arrived today. Barely had time to have a look at them. I'm so excited to review them that I thought I'd just do a double review and look at these all at once. So without any further ado, let's have a look at these figures. Okay, so starting with the packaging, let's have a look at Tim Drake. We have DC Multiverse, Robin, Tim Drake, there he is. Robin, Tim Drake from Robin Reborn. And on the back, some very, very cool art. Now, this figure I've been really excited to check out ever since I got the red suit Robin, because we all knew this was coming, and here it is. So I'll definitely be doing a comparison once we get the figure open. Now, in terms of the Riddler, this is the Riddler. It just says Riddler here, but on the side you'll see it says Riddler DC Classic. As far as I can tell, this is effectively Riddler from his sort of Silver Age look, potentially the Golden Age as well, where Riddler was sort of wearing the spandex and he was really, really ripped. Yeah, now I've already got an Arkham City Riddler this year, but this is definitely more of a comic look, and I'm very excited to check it out. You see on the back, there we have that sort of first appearance look for the Riddler. Now this doesn't quite match the actual figure. You'll see he's got like a widow's peak here. And this one is much less pronounced. I mean, it's fairly close, but yeah, you know, you get the general vibe. So let's see if this is the Riddler we've been waiting for, and get these figures out of the box. Okay, so here we have Tim Drake Robin in his green and red suit out of the box with all of his accessories. So to run through these really quickly, we have the card, pretty nice art, and the bio on the back. You can pause if you would like to read that. Next, we have the bow staff. Now, I'm not sure if this is identical to the one that came with the red suit variant, but we'll check that out later on. And he also comes with this little batarang, which is fairly cute, I suppose. But onto the figure. Now, I'm really going to try hard to review this figure in isolation and not just compare him to the red suit one the whole time. I think I've got to look at him on his own merits. Now, clearly these are the colors that I think we all wanted. In my opinion though, you know, this green could be a bit darker. The red could be a little bit, maybe a touch darker. The domino mask is green. I've seen it in black and I kind of like the black look, but the green is fine. Yeah, I mean, this is a good looking buck. I just don't know that it screams Tim Drake to me. This is a really muscular buck. Like, he's really, really buff. He's got big arms, big chest, huge thighs and calves. This looks to me more like a Nightwing. Although ironically, every Nightwing figure we've got has been on the slender side. So I feel like Todd has just got Nightwing and Tim completely swapped in terms of their physique. But anyway, it's a good looking buck. And like the red suit variant, it's got this really nice sculpt work, line work. We've seen this figure before though, you know, in large part. And you know, I can't avoid it. I've got to bring out the red suit Tim just so you can see. There he is. Red suit Tim, green suit Tim next to each other. Both actually pretty good looking figures. You can see how this is the body buck that, you know, this one was designed for. Let's bring it in a bit closer. The feet are identical, legs are identical, trunks are identical, belt is different, arms are identical. The gloves are also identical, just cast in different colors. The torso is identical, although there seems to be a little bit of a misalignment on mine with the stitches. Maybe that's better. No, they're the same. They're good. You'll see here that the Robin emblem, whoa, sorry, Tim. You'll see here that the Robin emblem is painted, but it's raised on this little plastic part there. And on the original red suit, it's painted on an oval-shaped emblem, you know, totally showing us in advance that we were going to get this. The cape is different, which I like. I'm not sure which I like more, to be honest. They're both pretty nice capes. And the head sculpts themselves, let's have a look, are different. So looking at this carefully, the hair is extremely similar. The mouth is obviously different. The green and red Tim is sort of snarling. This one is smirking. But they're very similar. You know, the hair is the same. Yeah, really, really interesting. The domino mask's been painted obviously differently, but the mouth is different. So that's really unusual. I was trying to see if it was just a matter of a different paint job on the mouth, but no, it looks like there is a sculpted sort of open mouth. So yeah, that's really, really interesting. You know, when I compare these side by side, it almost looks like the red suit variant is buffer and wider, but that might just be an optical illusion. Based on the cut of the cape and the colours, and you know, the way this guy's colours are broken up, the red and the green makes him look a bit more slender. This guy just looks packing, you know, with the pectorals. You know, it's interesting. I kind of like this head more. I feel like this head is more like Tim Drake. This is giving me more Jason Todd sort of rage issues. I wonder if they'd look good as a head swap. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Like, I think on the whole, I like the green and red one more, but this red suit one, it has some, you know, it has something going for it. I think that head sculpt's better. I won't go over articulation, but I will compare the accessories. So you'll see here, their bow staves are actually different. The new one doesn't have those ridges. It's more smooth, but otherwise, you know, the batarang is the same that came with both of them. And overall, they're very similar figures. Should you upgrade? Yeah, I think you should on the whole. And the main reason is this. It's these arms here. The red suit actually looks really great, except for the fact that the sculpt clearly shows that that's meant to be flesh tone. And this figure just kind of looks incomplete and lazy, even though aesthetically overall, if you sort of squint, it looks pretty good. So yeah, that is Tim Drake. I won't go over articulation because you've seen it. It's the same. It's what you would expect. It's the same as the red one. And overall, this is just a pretty good looking figure. I still don't think it's the sort of ultimate Tim Drake that we've been looking for, but this is definitely the best yet overall. And this is the one that's going to stay in my collection on the shelf. So yeah, that is Tim Drake Robin. Pretty cool release. Yeah, probably the one we should have got first, you know, a year ago, 9 months ago. But I'm glad he's here now. Okay, and here is the DC Classics Riddler out of the box with all his accessories laid out. First, we have the compulsory, the perfunctory trading card with that first appearance Riddler art, the Riddler DC Classic, and the bio on the back if you want to pause and have a read. We also get this nifty Riddler cane, which is sculpted really nice. Out of gold plastic. It's incredibly soft and malleable, which makes it very easy to get in his hand, which is nice. And we also get 3 sets of additional hands in addition to the ones that are already with the figure. So, you know, that's 8 hands overall, 4 pairs. I think that's exceptional, and I want to see more of this from McFarlane. You see these some really fun gestures, the pointing, the thumbs up, the fist, the grabbing hand, the gesture hand. More of this McFarlane, please. That's really, really cool. Yeah, big fan. So in terms of the figure himself, immediate thoughts when I took him out of the box were he looks great. This is that Blue Beetle, Booster Gold, Deadman, Captain Atom body buck, the Flash from Flashpoint. You know, we've seen this body buck a million times, you know, this year. So from my first impression is I knew what to expect. But I was immediately struck by, you know, this amazing color green that they cast him in, and the really nice paintwork, these black question marks that are sort of all over his body. The other thing that struck me was the head sculpt. Really, really nice head sculpt. Super arrogant looking. The hair is nicely sculpted. It's got a great sort of blue wash in it. applied over it. Really like it. It's almost Superman, like an evil Superman, but yeah, I love the little cleft chin. He just looks like a total jerk, which is what this character sort of deserves. You'll see that the buck is essentially, it's exactly Blue Beetle and Booster Gold, with the addition of this belt around the waist. It's got that sort of awkward sort of torso cut here, but it actually looks pretty good on this figure. The diaper does not look nearly as bad as it looked with Captain Atom because this belt breaks it up. So that's a smart use of this mold, and I appreciate that. Also worth noting that these gloves here are separate pieces that have just been threaded on. They are new, so I really like that. That gives it sort of a unique look. But you'll see, unfortunately, if you come down here to the feet, the boots from Blue Beetle are still sculpted in, which is a bit of a shame. I wish they would just change the bottom, part of the leg to give them a more appropriate sort of spandex look. This just looks like green boots. Another thing I noticed, it's really weird, I've never had this before, is, I don't know if this can be made out on camera, but one of the pins in the toes is just sticking out like that. I've never seen that before. Hopefully that pin doesn't come out. I'm going to try and shove it back in, but it works fine. But yeah, the pin is sticking out. Bizarre. The other thing I noticed here is the butterfly joints here on the arms are exceptionally loose. This thing just flops around, and I don't know if it reads on camera, but like it just jiggles and you get these huge gaps. So I don't know if it's just the way it's been cut here, but yeah, or the way this sits in the peg, but this is just rolling around like crazy. Both arms. So yeah, Captain Atom wasn't like that. Blue Beetle wasn't quite like that. So yeah, a little quirk. It's just a nitpick. I'm not too bothered by it, but it does feel a little odd. Yeah. Overall though, really, really nice looking figure. He'll look great on the shelf. Now, as for a comparison, the only other Riddler that I actually have is the Arkham City Riddler. And that is quite a contrast, isn't it, really? Two different takes on the same character, both completely valid, both extremely cool. Arkham City Riddler's from the game, but, he could pass for a sort of modern comic Riddler. And obviously the classic Riddler, is very, very sort of retro looking. So, have they covered all their bases for Riddler? Arguably, yes. Although we still haven't got that sort of classic Riddler in his suit with the bowler hat with a more sort of neat, tidy appearance. This Arkham guy's kind of got a bit of a tactical sort of loose tie, rolled up sleeves, tactical boots, sort of makes him a bit punkier, I guess. But they are both extremely, extremely cool versions of Riddler, and I don't know what I'm going to do with my Bat-Rogues display, who's going to be where, who's going to take priority. I'm thinking maybe that Arkham City Riddler will still be my Bat-Rogues shelf Riddler, and I think I'm going to start a separate shelf for my more classic looking characters, and I'm thinking Blue Beetle, Nightfall Batman, Dick Grayson Robin, this Riddler, give it a sort of a gold silver age shelf, I guess, and give him his own room to shine. Because this Riddler here, I feel like this classic Riddler is not going to go with some of the other Bat villains very organically, like Killer Croc or Bane, or I don't know. I just feel like they're a different art style to this guy. I can't imagine this Riddler next to the Build-A-Figure Solomon Grundy, just completely different aesthetic. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but we'll figure it out. And I'll keep you guys updated. But for now, I couldn't pick between these two. I couldn't live without either. But I'm a sucker for Bat villains. I think if you only could pick up one, it would really depend on the aesthetic you're going for. I think maybe overall, I would give it to Arkham City Riddler. I just think he's just a bit more versatile. He'll go with a different sort of range of characters. This is a look, this is a retro look, which I really, really like, but you're going to need to be careful what you pair him against, I guess. So yeah, really, really cool figure, worthy of giving us another Riddler, a smart reuse of this buck, apart from those really annoying sculpted boots. I really love all the gesture hands. I think that was a smart inclusion. If you're going to save the money on the tooling by giving us a reused buck, give us some accessories, give us those hands, let us explore the posing potential of the figure. I'll certainly have lots of fun, you know, putting this guy in interesting poses and pointing and thinking and, you know, yeah, really like it. You know, the other thing Todd could give us is alternate head sculpts with different expressions, but, you know, baby steps, Todd, we'll get there. But yeah, that is my look at DC Classics Riddler. So in summing up, two really fun figures today, both of which I'm really happy to have in my collection. I'm so glad to have them. If I had to pick one, I think my favorite is Riddler of these two. I just think he's way more fun. This figure we have seen before, quite literally, just in a different color scheme. I'm not the biggest fan of this head sculpt. I just think it's not quite right for the character. Whereas this one absolutely nails it. And again, we wouldn't have issues with head sculpts sort of not being ideal if there were multiple head sculpts included in the box. You know, why he couldn't just have a stoic or calm face and an angry face, just to sort of balance it out and let you choose your preferred look, I don't know. But this is the one we've got, and I think this is a really solid Tim Drake and a really cool retro Riddler. And do I recommend them both? Yes, I do. So yeah, they should be dropping soon, and highly recommend you get both. I will say I have heard that these figures could be more limited than usual, particularly in Australia. I've learned that these two figures come with one per box, along with 4 Hush Supermans. So for every 6 figures in a box, there's one of these guys each and 4 Hush Supermans. So I'm not sure if that's the same in the United States, but keep your eye out, and if you see these on order, I'd pick them up. I think they're both going to be reasonably popular. So that's all from me. If you like this video, please give me a like, subscribe if you haven't. That really means a lot to me. And you know, let me know in the comments below if you're going to be picking up one or both of these figures, and which version of Riddler and Tim Drake of the ones McFarlane's released do you like best. I look forward to hearing from you, and until I see you again, have a great day. This video was brought to you with the support of Fett's Hideout Toys and Collectibles. For a great range of toys from DC Multiverse to Black Series to Marvel Legends, Hot Toys and more, visit Fett's Hideout Toys and Collectibles and use the offer code DCDUDE, that's DCDUDE, for an exclusive discount month to month. Could be 5% off or $5 off at checkout. Try the code, see what you get, place an order with Fett's, and you won't be disappointed. And we thank Fett's for their continued support of this channel.